YouTube Nation, Mayweather TV, aka me TV, aka the Dick Tracy undercover lover. Come on, man, let's get this started. Look, Panther fans, you have every right to be mad after what happened last night. I'm sorry, but you do. There is no way that the Panthers can act like that. I thought your team was better than this. What is going on in North Carolina? I mean, your defense, there was holes everywhere in the secondary. The Giants were just picking you apart, and they didn't even have all their guys. I don't even understand this. How is this possible? And Cam Newton, I gotta talk about this, all right? Cam Newton scores a touchdown and starts celebrating, and everyone on Twitter is blowing up saying, why is he celebrating? He's down, the team is down by X amount of points. Now, look, I can understand if you're getting ready to tie the game, if you're getting ready to try to, rally the team or whatever, but you were down by a bunch of points. I've said this about my team, all right? Especially when they sack somebody and they down by a bunch of points and start celebrating, they even score a touchdown. But you guys scored a touchdown, he's still celebrating with all the Superman stuff. That's got to stop. That is a sign of arrogance. And you know what? It's funny that he did that because after the game, all I'm going to say is, that face. All night, the Giants defense stifled Cam Newton where he couldn't do anything. And Giants fans, I got to talk to you, all right? Because you can't come out in the beginning of the second half and be like, what's up now, Eagles fans? We're ready to play. Look, I understand Giants-Eagles is going to be big, but you cannot be talking just we haven't played the Cardinals yet. And you talk about you ready for us. And Eagles fans is going nuts too. Look, let's deal with one team at a time, okay? Cardinals fans, I got to talk to you real quick, all right? Because I understand you were hype. I saw the comments that you left in the previous video, sports video earlier this week. I saw it. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys, but let's get something straight, all right? We gonna kill you guys. We gonna kill you, all right? And I'm talking because I feel like this. I need some type of vindication. Y'all have to understand. Last season, I said this earlier this week. Last season, I said that we was gonna beat the Cardinals. We gonna beat up on the Cardinals, and the Cardinals shocked us, did they not? And I was dumbfounded. I was just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, all right? I need this, okay? I need this vindication so Cardinals fans understand it's nothing personal, but I will break this down, all right? Because the Cardinals defense, they're very good at stopping the run. However, if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm looking to throw the ball in the secondary. It's not as strong as their front, their front line. Also, I want to put it like this. On the defensive side, if anything, I would say you got to pressure Kolb and make sure that he does not go anywhere. You don't want Fitzgerald just lingering around in limbo out there in the field so he can chuck it up to him. You don't want that. Secondary is going to have to jam a lot. Front guys, you're going to have to put a lot of pressure and speed rush on these guys, on Kolb, all right? I'm looking for you guys to really beat up on Kolb this week. All right, I don't want to hear this. And everyone's saying that, Kolb is familiar with our defense. No, there's a lot of guys and a lot of different schemes out there this year. So, no, Kolb is not, familiar with our defense. He's even said it himself in an interview earlier this week. So, I want to say that that's what I would go with as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the Eagles-Cardinals. If the Eagles are going to win, yes, you still have to run the ball against that defense. Our offensive line, you have to understand, now since Kelsey is out now, you really do have to run the ball to open up the pass. You have to. You can't just let Vic just sit around out there and get killed, especially with our starting center out. You can't do that, all right? Just saying, you got a new guy coming in, and I'm not trying to hear gelling and all that stuff. We will talk about that next week because I got a little bit about that, about the players, talking about that next week. So Cardinals fans, good luck. You're going to need it. I will be watching the game. I'll tell you that now. Also, I do have one more NFL-related news. For those who don't know, Vince Young is broke, and he's out of NFL. Y'all hear that? Nobody cares. That's what you hear. Nobody cares, all right? But you still got Dream Team, Vince Young. I'm just saying, you still got Dream Team. Anyways, I want to move on to boxing real quick. Now, earlier this week, we talked about Chavez Jr. versus Martinez, in the aftermath. Now it's coming out that we're finding out that Chavez Jr. tested positive for marijuana after the fight. So this is something I don't understand because as we all saw the 24/7, he looked lazy as it was. Now we're finding out that he's smoking weed. I don't understand if this young man wants to box professionally for the rest of his life or not. You have to understand when you're that young and you're in that position, you have to take care of your body. And no, weed is not going to kill you or whatever, but you have to understand any type of banned substance or foreign substance or whatever they want to call it, that will go against you. You have to understand, boxing is it's a marathon, all right? I put it like that. Depending on how long you think you can keep going. Some of the greatest fighters, their careers have been cut short. And some of these guys that you still see hanging around, and these old guys, there's a reason why. All right, and then you say when you watch the fight, you're like, oh yeah, he's too old. He needs to get out. He needs to get out of the game. They rely on crafty tricks and things of that nature. There's a reason. All right, if you're a young guy, you're going to do this for the rest of your life, you really got to get it together, Chavez Jr. Hopefully you do, all right, because I don't feel that it's right. Now also, I need to move on Manny Pacquiao and Marquez, both of them have come out and said that they're looking for a knockout this time around. All right, now mind you, I talked about this before, how Freddie Roach said, we don't really want to fight Marquez again, and then the Marquez fight was booked, and we all know why. I've done a video on it. I'm not going to recap, all right? However, I want to say that I am looking forward to this fight. Hopefully it happens. And also, Pacquiao, Mayweather. Look, let's get something straight here. For those who don't know, Mayweather has been ordered by a judge to pay Pacquiao for the defamation case that he had against him. That Pacquiao had against him when he said that Pacquiao was doing steroids. All right, so Mayweather has to pay out of pocket for that. Also, Pacquiao has come out and said he agrees to a 45-55 split in Mayweather's favor if this fight happens. So now the ball is in Mayweather's court. And speaking of basketballs, or the ball in the court, I should say, for those who did not see what happened not too long ago, Derrick Rose, unveiling the new shoe that he's coming out with, broke down and started crying, especially when he was talking about the city of Chicago.
I know it's emotional, but you just have to understand that you're inspiring millions of fans in your comeback, but the purpose of the return goes both ways because they're inspiring you. Whether it's communicating to you in Facebook or Twitter or millions and millions of hits on your videos, inspiration goes both ways. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the inspiration that you're getting from your fans.
It's truly a blessing, man. With all the stuff that's going on in this city, a kid from Inglewood got something positive going on.
See, D Rose gets it, and that's what I like about him. He's not going to act like, a big shot like the rest of these athletes. Now, this is what I like about, because he is acknowledging that there's so many problems in Chicago. He sees what's going on, and something that's that positive for one person to do, or I shouldn't say just one person because he does have a company behind him doing this, but I will say, for a person to do it and to see such a positive, reaction, he just broke down. And for those who don't know what's going on in Chicago, man, I'll put it this. Without the internet, I wouldn't even know what's going on in Chicago because the media's not covering it here, all right? They're just not. All these killings that are going on as of late, and you had the teacher strike, and now I believe that's over now. So, please, but still, the killings are still happening. People in Chi-Town, please, be safe out there, all right? I don't know what the hell is going on, but something needs to be done out there. It's sad to see. It really is. But it's great to see D Rose acknowledge that. You know what I mean? He's just not all about, for himself. It's great to see. Now, I need to move on. I need to talk about MMA. First, I want to talk about one Frank Mir. He's supposed to fight, Cormier not too long ago in Strikeforce, and now he's injured. But for those who don't know, the update now is that Arlovski is going to take, Mir's place to fight Cormier. Still, I think Cormier is going to beat Arlovski, to be quite honest. After seeing Arlovski's last couple fights, Arlovski's, I don't know if he still has it or not. I'm not going to count him out. He is still a great fighter. Even in his prime, he was a great fighter. I'm not going to take anything away from him. We will see what happens when it comes to that. Also, Jones versus Belfort. I want to talk about this. It's coming up this weekend, and I will be watching. Now, a lot of people keep asking me, what's going to happen? Who are you picking? I'm taking John Jones, all right? I'm going to take John Jones because he's a tested champion. I understand a lot of people are still angry about him, for not taking that fight with Sonnen. And, a lot of people are still angry also about, for what we're hearing, the DUI or whatever. So, anyways, fighting-wise, I'm taking Jones because he has length, he has reach, he has experience. Yes, Belfort has experience, but the only reason I can say that Belfort will have a shot against him is if Belfort decides he's going to go inside and do some damage. If he does not get inside and do damage, he might as well not even show up, as far as I'm concerned. I'm telling you this, it's going to be a great fight. I'm hoping it's a great fight, all right? But I'll put it like this, if Belfort tries to stay outside, it's just not going to work. We all saw what happened with Jones and Rashad Evans. I really don't want it to turn into one of those again. I really don't. Seriously, I hope these guys get inside, they fight, they grapple, they do whatever they have to do, takedowns, whatever, standing switches, whatever works, get it done. I just need to see, a good fight, because the UFC has been taking a pounding as of late with all these guys getting injured and just people backing out, and it's been a lot of fighting going on internally with that organization and its fighters. So, and injuries, and, it's very unfortunate to see. It really is. But that's who I'm picking. Hopefully, this will be a great fight. And I'm hoping that the fans, because that's what I'm worried about most, the fans get their money worth. It's especially, when you have guys who are, buying tickets and flying out to go see these things live and booking hotels and stuff. You don't want to lose that money. You know what I mean? So I'm really hoping the fans get their money worth. Anyways, I do have one more thing I want to talk about, and that is one Yunel Escobar. Now, for those who don't know, Yunel Escobar not too long ago was suspended because he put some stuff around his eyes that said, "You're a faggot," or something like that. And now Yunel Escobar is trying to play the Ozzie Guillen card, saying, "I didn't know faggot was a slur." Are you serious? You've been in America. You've been all over for how long? I'm sure you saw what happened with Ozzie Guillen. Don't tell me you didn't. All right? Don't tell me all of a sudden. This is the same guy, mind you. If you're going to call somebody a faggot, this is the same guy who, was dodging, fastballs. Like, remember when you throw a fastball, get close to him? He would act like he was hitting falls, start shaking on the ground, carrying on when he was with Atlanta. Yeah. So he's the last person to judge anybody, as far as I'm concerned. But like this. He's trying to say that he has gay friends and, he has people that he works with that are gay or who work for him that are gay, and he has no problem with them. He didn't know that it was a slur. I'm not buying it. I'm really not. In this point in time, this time of the world, you've been around the world. You know what's going on. Stop all this. Seriously, stop. Anyways, guys, I'm done, but I do have one more question for you football fans. I should say for you Eagles fans, all right? So, who do you think is going to run over Kurt Coleman this week? I'm just wondering. I mean, in week 1, it happened in Cleveland. Last week, the Ravens did it. I'm just wondering. The guy's working on his own jacked up reel at this point. I mean, seriously. Anyways, I will talk to y'all later. All y'all be safe. It's the weekend. Go have fun. I'm out.